And then you can see it's little buddy, your little maple tree right there. 4 teams are gonna get matched here. So this is like 4v4v4v4. Hey guys, Kefir just came out with another huge update for Frostborn. It is even bigger and even better than the last one, which was just 2 weeks ago. So this is reminding me of the old days of when Kefir was really kind of pushing hard for Last Day on Earth, and they were coming out with an update every couple weeks. This update is even better than the last one. It has so many changes. I probably won't be able to go over all of them, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go over as many as I can. So the first change, which I just freaking love, is we can plant maple trees in our houses now. So you can see here, I've got 4 maple trees. You can have up to 5. There's so much we're gonna be able to do with this. I'll make videos about it later, but let me go over real quick. So let's go here. You know, we're gonna make this tree planting thing, and then you go to build, and I already had one. So let's say I want a tree here. That's gonna look good. All right, so I plant that little box, and then I come over here to this box, and I'm gonna go to resources, which they changed this tab. It's another change. They changed the tab, and I'm gonna show you how to get these maple saplings. But you put 5. That is so loud. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna get it down. Hopefully that. And then you put this here. There we go. That's better. And then you can see it's little buddy, your little maple tree right there. It's getting ready to grow. I wish I could. I think it grows a little bit over time. But basically when it finishes growing, the box disappears, and you've got a full tree, which you can just chop down if you have, just like a normal maple tree. Now it is important to note that your enemies can also chop down your trees. So these outer trees, I had 3 of them, and I got, another person on the beta test to come over and check this out, and he was able to cut down one of those trees. So I would protect your maple trees with your walls. Otherwise, enemies are just they're gonna have axes to come cut down your walls anyway. So they'll probably just take your maple tree while they're there. The other thing that we have, which is pretty low level, is the barrel with acid. And this, I was a little bit worried about this change. And some of you might be like, oh no, this reminds me of the acid bath in Last Day on Earth, or this is gonna be like super grindy. It's not. It's super cheap to make them, and it's only a bonus. This is a really good, it's not gonna be a lot of copper, but it is gonna be some copper. So you can see here, I've been having this thing go for a while. It goes for 18 hours just for, I'm assuming, yeah, 1 copper ore. Okay, so this is a very rare, it's a very slow process. 18 hours to take 3 dirty copper and turn them into 1 normal copper ore, but it doesn't require any fuel. It is just, it's its own process. So this is just extra, it's just extra copper. And the same thing with the zones. The zones still have just as much normal copper as they always have, but they also now have double that amount of dirty copper that you can get. So copper farming is just a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more in there. And you can have up to 2 of these. So that's, every 18 hours, that's essentially every 9 hours you get a copper ore. So it's, about 3 copper ore a day. And dirty copper probably is going to become a very huge commodity that people have a ton left over. People aren't going to want to gem this. It's not going to be worth it. And so probably people will trade people will probably have a lot of dirty copper in their base. And so free-to-play players or players that don't have a lot of copper are going to win by this, because the pros, the people that have tons of copper, they're going to be refining this at the same rate as everyone else, and so they're probably just to give it away to people who you know, pretty much ideally every person in this game will be having both of their acid baths running constantly. It just means more copper for everyone in the game. And yeah, I think this is a really good change. And another thing that they changed, let me go to one of my boxes that needs to be, so you can see here, they changed this look up here of this, the upgrade button. I like this because up until this point, you didn't actually know, same thing with the inventory thing, you didn't actually know I was supposed to click on it. It wasn't very intuitive for new players. Now it's very clear, wait, what is that button? I'm gonna click it, and they'll realize they need to click it. The same thing about the resources. You click on the resources. Okay, so that is the changes that they've done of like just new items in your base, you know, new. So those are the 2 new workbenches you can build, and they're super cheap. Like you'd see, this is rope leather and wood. We've got some leather strips, but this is just super cheap for permanent fixtures. Also, it does create, you know, like if you're just kind of have this thing going, you can eventually have 20 copper ore just sitting here in your barrel with acid that no one can raid. And so that also, it just gives you a little bit more wealth. This, and then of course being able to, you know, grow more maple trees to be able to decorate our bases. So these are really good changes, but they made a ton more changes than that. Okay, so you can see when we're on the world map, we're heading over to the copper to show you guys some of the dirty copper farming. They added the Druid Treasure, which appears every 2 hours right after Helheim Rift is over. So for me, it's like 8:15, 10:15, you know, noon 15, or 12:15, 2:15, and so on. For you, it may be the odd hours depending on your time zone, but the point is, it's right after every other Helheim Rift. And then they also added this one down here, which looks really cool, and I will show it to you. But first we're gonna go and do, you know, that's not gonna appear until later on in this episode. Okay, so here we are in the zone. You can see here that it still has all the normal copper. Everything's kind of the same. There's still 3 copper ore, normal copper ore in the red zone. But in addition to that, you'll see as you go through here, you'll see some dirty copper. So you can see that this is perfect. You can see the 2. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna. None of this matters, and none of the progress carries over from the beta. So I'm just gonna kill everything. Okay, so you can see here's normal copper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hits, everything's normal, and then this is dirty copper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it only requires 5 hits, but you got to keep in mind, you know, you got to do 3 of those for 1 copper ore, and so that's 15 hits for 1 copper ore versus 8 hits for 2 copper ore. So it is a lot less efficient way. But in reality, the strong pickaxe is not the biggest cost of getting copper. It's PvP, all of that stuff. So it's definitely worth using your strong pickaxe to farm dirty copper if your acid barrels have the room for it. If you've got crazy amounts of dirty copper, it still might be worth it to farm because you can, like I said earlier, you can trade it with people that maybe are not as comfortable, but eventually it probably won't be worth it for some people to farm because you'll just have so many stacks of it just sitting around in your base. It won't really be worth farming it and using your strong pickaxe because you're never going to get around to actually, you know, processing it all because it just takes so long. But it is definitely worth, you know, going at it some. So okay, but one of the things that I really love about this update is the saplings. So you can see here there's some maple. That everything's the same about maple. Okay, I've got to just. I'm always in the idea of like, oh, sneak and save your stuff. So we're gonna go over here. Maple is the same it's always been. There's still the same amount of maple trees as there always has been in the red zones and the yellow zones. But in addition to that, as you walk around, you're gonna see these. Okay, you see that? So this is, you know, so this is primrose, just like normal. That's all the same. But then you'll see these, which are a little bit harder to see, and these are oak saplings. See that? And you need 5 of them to plant an oak tree. Why did I say oak? Sorry, if I've been saying oak this whole time, I apologize. Maple. It's a maple sapling. You've got to, let me go try to find another one. All right, so they're harder to find because there's no symbol of them, but I'm pretty sure there's like at least 3 of them, maybe even more, like 6 of them. There we go, there's one. So you see how hard it is to see it? You can't see it on the mini map, but when you find it, it's just a little maple sapling, and you pick it up and you get 5 of them. You can go plant it in your tree, in your house. So this is 5. All right, yeah. Okie dokie. So let's go. Okay, so we still have about 13 minutes before these events appear. So we're gonna go and show there's a ton of changes that have been made at Odin's. And so I'm gonna go over a few of those changes. They haven't really made any changes at Helheim Rift, other than the fact that they just kind of changed everything. They fixed a ton of bugs. They fixed the caches at Odin's, so we can actually, you know, open the caches at Odin's. They made a lot of changes to the like profanity filters of the game, so you're not, you know, like you can type in kill him or do that and it's not gonna, you know, ban all of that stuff. They made the backpack a lot bigger. You can see that everyone starts out with 15 slots now instead of 10, and then backpacks add, you know, normal backpack adds it up to 20. A level 2 backpack adds it up to 25, and then the final backpack ended up giving you 30 slots, which is just crazy to have 30 slots. No other game has that much room. It's just crazy. So, alright, I'm just gonna kind of blow through this. Obviously, this is not the way you should be playing the game, but I'm not going to be able to keep any of this stuff. All my progress is reset. Come on. Come on. Come on. I don't keep any progress in the beta server, so might as well just use what I have to go quickly. Alright, so you'll see in here that they made a lot of changes into the Sanctum of Odin and the Forge, and I'm pretty sure the archives, I probably won't go into the archives in this episode because it's just not really worth it. But okay, so here's the first change. You can see that they took away one of this chest. I don't know if the devs, I think the devs will probably move it to the center. I don't know why they just took one away, but basically they just made less chests with better rewards. So you can see here that supposedly this is 2 chests worth of rewards, and I can kind of see that, but oh wow, they also made a lot more room in a chest. So they just kind of made chest organization a little bit better. Let's get into some of the loot caches. We got 7 minutes before the event spawns, so we're just gonna keep going in here. Really want to get to some of the loot caches. Okay, so you can see here, I don't know why they didn't make it the middle, you know, the middle chest. I'm not sure why, but the point is that this chest should have all 3 of those chests combined. So 2 wood pendants. Okay, maybe I got unlucky. I do not feel like that is even close. You know, yeah, I don't think that is 3 chests worth. So, not sure what. I mean, the chest of Odin's is not really where you get. So as long as they didn't change, you know, how we get loot, it's fine, right? Okay, I'm really curious what this room loot cache wise has. All right, so we're just blowing through Odins. We're just trying to get to, take out the Necromancer and get in that room behind there. How much time do we have? We got 2 minutes. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kill this guy because I can. Kill this guy because I can. And then I'm gonna go ahead and head out because I don't want to miss the event. It is so awesome, guys. This event is going to blow our minds. Okay, so we are headed into the new event. This event is a crazy PvP event. Okay, so as soon as you enter, you'll notice, here in the Druid event, it's just one layer, right? You've got this really cool zone. There's a ton of bushes everywhere. And then in the center of the zone, you've got this chest, which, this chest can not be opened until the time. So this is a PvP bloodied zone. Okay, this is another beta tester. Now, one thing is that you have to be in aggressive mode in this location, which is awesome. And I'll show you the fire one because the fire one, in my opinion, is even cooler than this one. But basically, this zone, we thought Helheim Rift was going to be a bloodbath. This zone is a bloodbath because one of the things that you need to keep in mind is that this chest right here, it is a gold cache, like just there. You don't have to kill all of the giants in Odin in the sanctum and like 1.5 sanctums to get enough gold pendants to open it. Literally every 2 hours there is a gold pendant chest, the equivalent of a gold pendant cache, just sitting here for you to take. But it's in a PvP zone, and I'll show you in the forge that it's kind of more like it has, what was that? Oh, he was trying to open it. Got it. Okay, that's interesting. So when you try to open it, everyone hears it, not just you. So, but the point is that 4 teams are going to get matched here. So this is like 4v4v4v4. It's so crazy, guys. And all for this crazy good loot. And so it's going to be a bloodbath. Yeah, it's going to be an absolute... Obviously, this guy's not attacking me because we're all in the beta test and they all know me. And it's, we're more just trying to figure out the update for you guys so we can help you guys and let y'all know what's going on. But here we are. So you'll see. So once it unlocks, it kind of rotates down into its place and then you can open it. And it's the same opening time as normal. And look at this, guys. We've got... now, this actually is not as good as the other one. I'll show you the other one. Oh, maybe the fire one is a better zone than the druid one. That would make sense to me. Okay, so this isn't... I mean, don't get me wrong. This is still kind of like a gold cache. But there's a lot more blues in here than the fire one. So I'm going to show you guys the fire one. Once the chest opens, the zone is locked. So you can't do both events. You have to choose which one you want to do. The druid one is going to be probably easier. I can't wait to show you guys the fire one. So this one does not have as good of loot as the fire one, which probably means that the best players, the players that feel the most confident they're going to destroy in PvP, are going to go over to the fire one. And which means that if your team is like, we're not quite there yet, we're going to get destroyed in PvP, but I think we have a chance, then you might want to go to this druid one because it's just going to be a little bit easier. It's a little bit more what you're used to with just grass everywhere. And there's just a lot of grass that you can hide out in. So get in, get your whole team in, position it up. You might want to wait until that 5-minute mark. In my opinion, the strategy will probably be to, just hide in the grass and wait it out, because the chest can't open for 5 minutes. So let the other teams fight. But once the chest does open, no one else can enter the zone, which means that once that chest is open, whoever is in the zone whoever wins gets the treasure. They can't even come back. So you kill them at the last second you kill them right before that chest opens, then you get all of that loot. All of the winners take everything home. So that's why it's really nice to make sure you have really good backpacks on, so that, because you can't go back and get it. So if you kill a whole team and you want to take all their loot plus the gold pendant cache, then you need to have some good backpacks on. But if you lose your backpack, it's gone. So I'm thinking probably level 2 backpacks is what a good team that thinks they're gonna win, that's what you need to be using for this event. You need to have you need to be ready to take a ton of loot home. Okay, so I recorded this fire one. I'm going to show it to you guys because it is even more amazing than the one we just looked at. But before I do that, I want to go over a few other changes. First of all, they put everything on sale. You got 50% off on instigator packs, which is pretty amazing. They didn't the repair table is not on sale, which is sad. I was hoping you guys would be able to use your 100 free coins on the repair table. Weapon packs, I don't think these are really necessarily worth it, even though they're 50% off. Armor packs, still not really. I mean, the instigator pack might be worth it for those of you who haven't bought that. Building packs, the metal room is 80% off. This is super pay to win, guys, but if you are going to spend money on this game at any point, buying those 400 coins for, I guess you're gonna have to spend 20 bucks, which is, I mean, you could get twice. Oh man, that sucks. Oh, if you still have 50 coins from your 100 coins, then for 10 bucks, you can get a metal room. This is going to flood the market with steel plates, 380 steel plates, 120 maple. That is going to build you so many massive chests. It is ridiculous. So getting one person, maybe pitching in as a team, getting one person to buy this metal room. Don't use it on metal rooms, because unless you've got a little 2x2, but even then, I wouldn't recommend it on a metal room. People are going to have Nord bombs. They're going to want to put places to use it. But what you can use it on, which will be able to be used over and over and over again, is massive chest. Upgrade your chest to massive chest. Use that those steel plates to get massive chest. Don't take out too much steel out of your inbox at one point so that no one can raid it from you. But guys, 80% off on that metal room. It is worth buying if you spend money on this game. Getting one person in your family to do it will provide it costs 15 steel plates to upgrade to a massive chest. So we're talking about 20 massive chests, more than that. It's a lot of massive chests. It's worth doing it if that's what you're going for. Raiding, the invader pack is now worth it. I don't normally recommend buying the invader pack, but getting 150, you can see it has double what this one has. And then it also has a sledgehammer and a purple lockpick, which is, this is significant. So I would recommend that. The gifts for Odin are 50% off. Honestly, this isn't the best purchase for your coins. It's really expensive. It's better to buy that metal room and then trade the steel for leather strips and stuff like that to get points, but it's still an option. They made it to where packs that you get from tournaments now have a 30-day life cycle. They end up disappearing after 30 days, so which isn't that big of a deal. It's a month. So do a bunch of tournaments, save up your packs, and then honestly, opening them still puts them into your inbox. So just every 30 days, open those tournament packs, and then if you want to keep that stuff in your inbox, then go for it. They added durability on weapons. So you can see there under DPS, this Rastaff has 36 durability left. I can shoot it 35 more times and it's still not break. This is something that the players have been asking for probably over a year, and the devs finally did it. I'm just so impressed. The devs keep making more and more changes that the players have been asking for. This is a really good change. Now when you get that, you can get that durability of every weapon down to 1 durability and then go repair it or go do whatever you want with it at that point. But you now have the ability to know exactly how much durability. You don't have to worry about breaking something. This is just such an incredibly fantastic change. You can even see that it turns red when it gets to that below 10% mark. They also added cooldown. That's a new feature. Instead of just showing the duration at 2.5 seconds, it shows cooldown is 15 seconds. Cooldown on dispel is, on a dispel potion, is 60 seconds. So this is another great change. I don't even know if the players asked for that one, but that is a really good change. They increased server stability, which I think this is a change that we're probably going to see a lot of, in most updates, because I think as they add more changes, the server naturally gets less stable, or there's just more stuff going on, that more chances for bugs. I'm sure this update will add more bugs, because that's kind of what I'm learning as I'm getting to know more and more devs, is that is the joke, is every time you add a new update, it also adds new bugs to the game. But they also fixed a ton of bugs in this update. I already mentioned Odin's caches, which is a big one. I know a lot of you guys have been messaging me about the Odin's cache. It's really annoying, but they did fix it. So they made a bunch of UI changes. I already showed, when you're in your base and you're looking, upgrading chest, or you're trying to get all of your resources from your base and utilize them. They made some really good changes there. Or they made those a lot more intuitive, which is really nice. One of the changes, which I can't show you guys, but if you're a new character, the first time you visit your base and they have the cutscene, that they improved that. There is no level requirement to get into the Druid Treasure. You do need to have a battle rating of 250, so you've got to have some good stuff on you, or at least some decent stuff on you to go in there. But, for a blue cache, for a basically the equivalent of a silver cache, maybe even a little bit better, this is definitely worth going at it, and you don't have to be any level. So really, as soon as you start playing the game, this is worth going to. After that, you do have to be level, I think it's 35, to be able and have a battle rating of at least 350 to do the Giant's Treasure. But still, that is extremely low level. As soon as you get to level 35, if you're going to be competing with other level 35 teams, this is a must. You want to be doing this as much as you can. It's going to be crazy PvP. There's going to be a lot of bloodshed. You might lose a lot, but just play smart. Watch my videos that are going to be coming out on the best way to do these events, the cheapest way to do these events, the best way to not die in these events. But you got to do them, because this is a gold cache every 2 hours. You will get so rich in this game if you get good at this event. They also made the change to your vault to where you can now, you can still get the 25 slots as it were, but now you can spend 150 coins to upgrade to 30 slots. And then you can spend 300 coins to get it up to 35 slots. And then you can spend 600 coins to get it up to 40 slots, which I realize that this may feel pay to win to you guys, and because it is, you have to spend coins. Okay, and so it is somewhat pay to win, but in my opinion, 25 slots, the 30 slots you can eventually get in the bank, which a lot of that's pay to win. So let's say the first 13 slots you can get in the bank. That's a lot of space to put stuff, okay? If you are not powerful in this game, then it's still plenty enough to hide your stuff, hide it in your workbenches. You gotta stop taking stuff out of your workbenches. You gotta keep it in there unless you're actively using it, and that way no one can take that stuff from you. This does help pay to win players. They can store more in their vault. This is a pretty good purchase to be able. I'm definitely going to be purchasing this on my 2 pay to win accounts because this is awesome to be able to have 15 extra slots in your vault. Is so nice, especially if you're not going to be logged on for a while, or there's a chance that you could get raided and you didn't realize it. But in reality, it's a luxury. And so I like when Kefir, in my opinion, charges for things that are a luxury. And some of you may not think this is a luxury. I think that it is. I think you can survive off less than you think you can survive off of. And so, in my opinion, this is an okay change. It's not the best. It's not as good as, I personally think that they shouldn't have increased the size of the backpack, because I think they made a lot of money off of selling backpacks. I think they're going to make less money off backpacks. And that's the type of stuff I want Kefir to charge for. But it's their game, not mine. And this is not that bad. This is not like district levels or level 3 classes. It's a little bit pay to win, but in my opinion, it's a luxury. It doesn't affect. And honestly, if you're good at the game, if you got a good team, then you have the defender's advantage. No one raids us, okay? Unless they have higher level 3 classes than us, which on this account, which on this account, all of my characters and my team have level 3 accounts. So no one raids us, because they know if we raid them when they're on, we're gonna lose all of our stuff, because they're just gonna kill us. And so you just have to focus on getting good, and then you don't have to worry about not having. Then you can keep a ton of wealth in your actual chests, because if anyone tried to attack you, even if you just had level 2 walls, if anyone tried to attack you, you would kill them and take their stuff. So here we go. This is normal. This is what we were to expect. Kind of a typical necromancer nowadays. But that is not what we're here for. We are here to see what we want to know what is in this new cache area. Alright, so we gotta kill these 2 wood giants, which is annoying, but we're almost there. Okay, so they have 2 chests in here. Interesting. So there still are 2 chests. Really strange to me that they didn't choose the middle ones. I'm kind of like, what is going on? So they chose these 2, so you don't even have to kill this guy anymore. You just kill this archer, and once you kill that archer, then you can get both of these caches. And okay, this is definitely better than a normal chest. Like, I can see that this has more than the chest normally had. It has more slots than a chest normally had. It has 2 silver pendants, which is, I don't know if I've ever seen that in one of these chests. So this is definitely better, but I just don't know if it's, yeah, I think it's probably twice as good. So if they reduced it by half, there again, we got 2 more steel pendants. Wow, 4 steel pendants in that room is very good. So normally, yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to tell with RNG, whether or not it is, whether or not it's actually better or not, because I could have just gotten lucky. I could have gotten worse. But there is one more chest I want to check real quick and see how good it is. This chest right here was one of my favorite chests. One of my favorite chests in Odin's to open. And wow, okay, like that's good. That is really, really good. So we got sealing wax, varnish, and that's sometimes they'll give a blue weapon, which I don't like that these marks, that they give marks instead of the blue weapon, even though in reality I probably am just being stubborn, because the truth is, that's not a lot of resources, but it's only half of a weapon because you have to have 2 of them, which I'm not exactly sure why that is the case. But regardless, this is a good cache. That's a good chest right there. I think that's about as good as everything I get in this room anyways. So the fact that they reduced it all to that 1 chest, and so again, I can't be 100% sure because of RNG, but it looks like they just put all of the contents of all of the chests of this room into that 1 chest, which I think that's a great change. Less chests means that you theoretically can get away with killing less enemies. Like, for example, clearing this room in the future, I might just basically kill as I clear around here, and there'll probably be 2 enemies that I leave. I just open this chest, and then and there's probably a few enemies I'll leave over there that won't be killed. I don't know that yet because I haven't done it seriously, like with spears, where anytime you do something with spears, you're like, what is the cheapest way I can get through this? But I'll let you guys know. I'll be working on Odin's video soon. All right, last but definitely not least is the Giant's Treasure event. This event is crazy, guys. So it's got all the Druid Treasure, you know, aspects of it, where it's got like the really intense grassy area on the outside, a lot of fight, but it has a lot of places to fight, but it has, oh my gosh. So it has a lot of places to fight in this upper area, and there is definitely going to be a lot of strategy on whether or not you want to take the fight, at least at first, up in this area up here, or if you want to go down, because you can see here that there are 4 entrances. They all look like the Tomb of Ash. If you go in these entrances, so again, there's 4 teams, right? They show up, you go in these entrances, and then you see this. Hey guys, okay, I'm gonna turn on the sound for a little bit. Okay, it's not high quality sound. But guys, this is like the Forge, or really the Tomb of Ash, in PvP form. It's so cool. So all of the teams start out in one of the 4 corners, and there's 2 different types of traps. There's these, okay, I'm gonna go over here. Okay, so there's these traps, and everyone has a switch. Okay, so all 4 corners has a switch. Every team can control 1 trap. So you've got this trap right here, which is the fireballs. This is a very difficult trap to navigate through. It's harder than the Tomb of Ash. So I'm sure it's possible. I'm sure we'll get really good at it. But there's the Forge fireballs, which are super easy to navigate through. And then there's the Tomb of Ash, which get a lot harder. This is even harder than the Tomb of Ash, and I'll show you that here in a second. So then there's the chest, just like the Druid cache. You know, here's the chest that you can't open until the time comes. And then there's these traps, which are pretty easy to navigate through. It'd be pretty cool if you got really good at fighting in this situation. Your team could basically get positioned in there, and it would be really hard if you got good at fighting in that setup. It would be really hard for a team to kill you, because you could basically, if you got good at maneuvering in those fire spots and the team wasn't as good, and you could basically engage a PvP fight on those traps, then you could really devastate them. But it would require a lot of multitasking thought, a lot of being able to be like, I'm going to stand here and fight, but I'm not going to move until now I am going to move. And you'd have to, it would take a lot of coordination, but if a team got good at it, it'd be OP. They would literally, yeah, I'll show you that in a second. So, okay, so you can see these fireballs, they're fast. And so I didn't spend a lot of time, but I went and tried to test to see how, you know, and I got hit by that. I got hit by that fireball really far away. And so I don't know if that was a glitch or not, but you'll see here that I go through here, barely get that, and I get hit by 2. And again, I went the wrong way, but it's definitely not, it's fast, and it would be very difficult to navigate the, you know, go upwind or up against stream on that. This, on the other hand, so running, okay, here I'm just testing things out, right? And so here I am kind of going, the balls are faster than I can run, but going that way is kind of easy. It's easy to go this way on those, but it's so hard to go the other way. And then this one's really easy. You can see here that you're really just, it's really just every other one. So as long as you just go like this is easier than the Forge. So if you could get good at fighting in this situation, you know, I got hit there, not sure why, but it's still not easy. It's still not like, if you're trying to do that while fighting, it's going to be kind of crazy, but so yeah, every team, so you can see here, every single team has access to one of the switches, and so they can turn off. You can turn off all of the traps if all 4 teams are cooperating, but you can also turn on all of the traps at any time you want. So another tactic you can think about is, you know, here we go. Let's say, so I turn off this thing, right? But let's say a team is chasing me, my team, and we already have one guy over there at the lever. And so our other 3 people are running away from the other team. And then let's say this trap is already turned off, okay? And so we run away from them when there are no traps. And then meanwhile, our friend is turning on the trap. They're trying to chase us. All of a sudden, they're getting hit by fireballs, you know, right here. And we're shooting them because we had planned it all along. It was a fake, you know, retreat. They're getting hit by fireballs and us. We also have the power of the switch now so that we can, you know, turn it back off and chase them after we've killed a couple of them. Or maybe we just kill 2 of them and we say, you know what, we're going to kill 2, we're going to take their loot, and then we're going to set put, because when that chest opens, then it's going to be 4 versus 2. We're going to heal up because basically they could come back as long as it's before the 5 minutes is over. So there's going to be a lot of strategy in this. I can't wait. There's going to be so much strategy that we need to figure out about the best ways to do this. But it's so much more dynamic than just the normal PvP we've experienced. So here we go. So this is the best, you know, this is, in fact, I wonder if this is a little bit better than a normal gold pennant cache chest. And there we go. So no, okay, never mind. It's the same as a gold pennant cache. You got the 2 here, and then you got the armor. These could be weapons, so that would definitely make it better. So this is basically just a very simple gold pennant cache, but it happens every 2 hours. You just have to do the PvP. Not to mention that if your team's good at PvP, you are going to crush the other teams, and then you get all of their gear. So this is going to be, yeah, it is going to be a bloodbath, guys. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what happens. There are going to be, I'm going to live stream it. Hopefully, if my team's not still too mad at me for all the stream snipers that killed us last time. But we're definitely going to make a lot of videos of doing this event. It is absolutely insane, and it's going to be so much fun. Well, that's it, guys. Hope that helps. Devs, fantastic job again. This is the 3rd amazing update in a row. The last update was just 2 weeks ago. I don't even know how you were able to produce all this so quickly, but fantastic job. I'm blown away. All right, guys. I'll see you next time.